I think people need to come to Mount Rainier because it is one of the premier places to see in the world. If you're going to make a list of the places that you want to see before you die, this has just got to be on it.
I think everyone visiting Washington State should visit Mount Rainier because it's an icon. It's majestic, it towers over our mountains, and it just stands out there, inviting you to come take a closer look.
Visitors are always telling me how surprised they are by just how beautiful Mount Rainier and how big it is. And of course, the closer you get to the mountain, the bigger and bigger and bigger it gets. And it just dominates the skyline from everywhere you look.
When I have guests visiting, I bring them to the top of the Mount Rainier gondola here at Crystal Mountain. There's no better view of Mount Rainier anywhere. The view here is expansive, and I like to say sometimes that it feels like Rainier's so close to the top of Crystal that you can reach out and touch it. And then I like to follow that up with lunch at the Summit House.
The way to really experience Mount Rainier is to get out of the parking lots and off of the roads and out into the backcountry and to experience the wilderness that really defines this place.
My favorite things about the Mount Rainier area would be the hiking, the wildflowers, and the alpine lakes and waterfalls that can be seen around Mount Rainier, and the wildlife. I've seen bears, I've seen lots of elk and deer, of course, so it's always fun to see the wildlife.
You have the old-growth forests down in the lowlands and the subalpine meadows up above. There are things to do here in the summertime, hiking on the trails, and also in the wintertime with cross-country skiing and snowshoeing. I think people get a little bit intimidated when they plan a trip to Mount Rainier with their families, thinking, oh, everything's going to be a long trail, it's going to be straight uphill. But we have so many trails that are so great for families, short little snippets of a mile and a half, maybe 3 miles. And kids are troopers when it comes to trails.
The kids also really enjoy seeing all the chipmunks and squirrels that can be found around the ridgelines up here. And we do have some family-friendly hikes here, and then there's some great family-friendly hikes inside the National Park and around Sunrise Visitor Center as well.
What I love about the communities around Mount Rainier is how much character they have. Everything that you see in those towns was defined by that early pioneer history. Every community has its own little businesses where you can buy things in gift shops that tie in to the history of the town and of the region. No matter what you're looking for, whether you're looking for a traditional type of hotel to a bed and breakfast or cabins, just about anything you can think of is available. And it's certainly one of our premier national parks here in the United States. So I don't think that any life is fully lived without a visit to Mount Rainier.
Greetings from Olympia, Washington State's capital city. I'm Kyla Kavanaugh, Marketing and Sales Director for the Olympia Lacey Tumwater Visitor Convention Bureau. We're so excited to have you come visit our region here in the Pacific Northwest. We consider ourselves the perfect stop for UK travelers. Located right at the foot of the Puget Sound, we consider ourselves the base camp for so many great regional activities. It's a short commute to attractions such as Ocean Beaches, Mount Rainier, Mount St. Helens, tax-free shopping in Portland, and of course, big city attractions in Seattle. While you're in town, you cannot miss coming to, of course, the beautiful Capitol campus. I love taking an insider's tour of the Capitol Dome and going inside legislation, learning all about the politicians and, of course, the rich history of Washington State. A fun fact you might not know is that our Capitol Dome is the largest concrete masonry dome in the entire North America. And also, it houses the largest collection of Tiffany's bronze. And yes, it's the same Tiffany's as the little blue box Tiffany's. Also, while in town, you definitely need to go and stroll Percival Landing. Percival Landing is Olympia's 1.5 mile waterfront boardwalk, and along the boardwalk you can enjoy waterfront dining, shopping, and then of course head on over to our farmers market. You'll find some really great local treasures, food, produce, crafts, everything great about farmers markets. Don't forget to download the Story app while you're walking Percival Landing. The Story app houses guided walking tours along the boardwalk for the Plinth Art Project, which is local and regional artists have sculptures on the boardwalk. It's absolutely beautiful and very fascinating. Another must-see activity in our area is the Tumwater Falls Park. This is actually the former site of the iconic Olympia Brewing Company. The Tumwater Falls Park is a beautiful quarter-mile urban trail that wraps around the waterfall. A great picture opportunity, as well as there's a lot of learning and history about Leopold Schmidt, who was the founder and the start of the Olympia Brewing Company, and learn all about his family and how he started his beer and parts of his recipe that he used in It's the Water. Whether you are a bird lover, a nature lover, or just looking to get outside for some fresh air, head on over to the Nisqually Wildlife Refuge. This sanctuary is home to over 4,000 different bird species and is beautiful any time of the year. My favorite time to go is in the winter because you can sneak a peek of the rare snowy owl and of course our majestic bald eagles. So again, thank you so much. I'm so excited for you to come visit and see all of the beautiful things and the reasons why I love working, living, and playing here in Olympia, Washington. Thank you, and we'll see you soon.
Welcome to the Olympic Peninsula. Surrounded by the waters of the Pacific Ocean, the Strait of Juan de Fuca and Puget Sound, and encircled by Highway 101, Olympic National Park is the centerpiece of the peninsula. Explore this 3 parks in 1 and over 400,000 hectare playground, over 900 kilometers of trails, 117 kilometers of pristine, wild Pacific Ocean beaches, moss-draped rainforest valleys, and peaceful alpine meadows at the doorstep of glacier-capped mountains. Renowned for its ecosystem diversity, Olympic National Park is a designated UNESCO World Heritage Site and International Biosphere Reserve.
One of the things that we're most known for here at Olympic are our temperate rainforests. And these are some of the most productive, greenest, densest, life-packed areas you can find on Earth. And the Quinault Valley is one of the most stellar rainforest valleys, and in the middle of that valley is Lake Quinault, which is just kind of a sparkling gem right in the middle of these acres of giant trees.
Nestled along Highway 101, you'll find the town of Forks, known most recently as the setting of the Twilight series. Known for its timber industry, the Forks Timber Museum next door to the Visitors Center exhibits the pioneer and contemporary logging industry on the peninsula. Highway 101 hugs the shores of idyllic Lake Crescent, a deep, clear 19-kilometer-long lake. People say that no matter how often they visit the Olympic Peninsula, they never tire of the sight of deep, turquoise blue water. Olympic National Park headquarters are in Port Angeles, the largest town on the peninsula.
Hurricane Ridge is quite close to Port Angeles. It's one of the more accessible areas, and it's really the best place and easiest place to get up into the mountains. Take a walk, look at the flowers, look at the view, look at the animals that are in the area.
Port Angeles is the port of departure for passengers and vehicles traveling between Victoria, Canada, and the USA. The Black Ball Ferry offers 90-minute sailings several times each day. Sequim is another charming town along Highway 101. It's the lavender capital of North America and is surrounded by the fertile Dungeness Valley. Port Townsend is one of only 3 Victorian seaports in the United States and boasts 2 National Historic Landmark districts. Historic Fort Worden State Park was originally designed as a military base to protect Puget Sound. Festivals and events, music, arts, shopping, and relaxing will delight almost any traveler looking for a laid-back American vibe. There are many ways to experience the Olympic Peninsula. Explore the Olympic Peninsula Waterfall Trail or eat your way along the Olympic Peninsula Culinary Loop. Strait of Juan de Fuca Highway 112, scenic byway from Port Angeles to Neah Bay, is one of the newest scenic byways in Washington State. When you visit, you'll find all types of accommodations: national park lodges, cozy B&Bs, hotels with grand views, cabins to make your own, or maybe a comfy tent near a stream. Enjoy the Olympic National Park and the communities along the way with their vibrant events and festivals. Create memories for a lifetime.
Hi, welcome to Seattle.